Hi, it's Ben from My Cycling Coach. I hope you're well and that you're having a great day. So I've been speaking to a few riders recently and they've been explaining to me how they really feel like they're stuck on a fitness plateau and on a plateau with their riding at the moment, really struggling to make any gains, which is frustrating them as they love their cycling, really passionate about it, and they really do want to improve so they can enjoy their riding more and get more out of it. And I've asked these riders sort of what have they been doing as part of their riding during the week, and I've noticed a bit of a common theme. So the week normally consists of 2 rides is what I'm finding at the moment. The first ride and the main ride will be quite a long one at the weekend, and this ride I'm finding it'll be very intense. They'll sort of take this ride as their main ride as part of the week. It is at the weekend because this is when, you know, a lot of us, we have the most time that we can put into our riding. So they're taking what I'm finding a Sunday, for example. Maybe some of these riders are doing it on their own, but they're also doing it as part of a group ride and just really going all out on part of this ride. They'll ride the longest distance possible for the time that they've got available, really beast themselves on climbs, on flat sections, put everything into this ride. And then they've been saying to me, as a result of this, they're accumulating so much fatigue through doing this ride that they're then having to take 3 to 4 days off after the weekend just because their legs are absolutely finished. They really don't feel like they can then get on the bike for another at least 3 days. What then I'm finding is happening is they'll maybe then jump back on the bike in the week, sort of midweek, when they do maybe have an hour. This may be sort of Wednesday, Thursday, they'll get on and do very much the same again, albeit shorter. So this could be, you know, a 60-minute ride. I think some of the guys were saying that they were doing. Again, jump on, absolutely beast themselves, just give everything they've got within that 60 minutes. And then again, need a couple of days off, and then before they know it, they're sort of back at the weekend. And they're in this cycle at the moment of just doing this, that massive ride at the weekend, lots of fatigue, needing 3-4 days off, and then one all-out blast at the weekend. And this will, you know, get you to a certain point. I've said to the guys, you may find some of these things are sounding similar. This will get you to a certain point, but it won't allow you to progress or have that sort of long-term progression with your cycling, and you will very quickly hit a plateau with this because you're just not going to be maximising the training that you can do each week. So as part of this week's video series, I wanted to give you 3 tips on how you can get off that fitness plateau and really start to maximise your training week, maximise the progress that you can make week on week with your riding. So tip number 1 today is, if you are finding also that you have been doing maybe at the weekend, going out and doing a real sort of, you know, all out blast for as long as you can. You know, some of these rides could even be, you know, 3-4 hours in length, maybe even 5 hours if you've done quite a lot of riding. You may be going out every weekend. Just trying to really beast yourself on these rides is to maybe just come off the gas a little bit. Now, if it's a longer ride, it's probably gonna, you know, it's a good opportunity to focus on developing your endurance. And the way we can do this, or one of the best ways to do this, is by actually riding at a slightly lower intensity compared to what you maybe are currently riding at. So when we refer to our training zones, sort of zone 1, zone 2, they're the zones that you actually want to be targeting as part of your longer rides. As I say, you're really developing that aerobic energy system, which is the one that we want to develop as part of those longer rides. But what this is actually going to allow you to do is, you know, not accumulate as much fatigue as part of those rides, really develop that endurance, which is then going to be fantastic, as you're not then going to feel like the legs are completely smashed for maybe 3-4 days. It may take you 2 days. If you maybe just stay within that zone, you may even be able to start riding again after 1 day, but certainly, you know, 48 hours after doing a ride like that, you will be able to get back on the bike. So just reducing that intensity down as part of the longer rides you're doing is not only going to allow you to improve your endurance, it's also going to allow you to then start doing maybe a little bit more quality work during the week with your riding there, because you won't have accumulated as much fatigue and you're going to recover quicker. So once we've done that, sort of reduce that down a little bit, you could even maybe just reduce the duration of that ride down a little bit, and it would be better then during the week to add in some quality. Maybe this is where you will then do some higher intensity work, so some intervals. Be a lot better doing it this way with maybe 2 shorter interval sessions then in the week. Now, one of these interval sessions could be a VO2 max focus workout where you're trying to build out some VO2 max intervals and incorporate that, accumulate some time in that VO2 max zone, as this is going to be really good for your top end fitness. We spoke about this in last week's video series, how to build out those sorts of sessions and the durations and the intensities that you should be focusing on. But then also your other session in the week could be some threshold work, which is also crucial for really helping you push up your FTP, improving your performance on, you know, where you have to really, maybe if you're riding in a group, put a turn in on the front, or maybe on your hill climbs as well. Threshold work is great for that as well. So these shorter sessions in the week, they don't have to be, you know, long either, like 2 hours. You could just do 60 minutes if you've got time to do that. If you haven't even got an hour, you could just do 45 minutes of some real structured work there. And this is going to allow you to just improve that quality of the training week, because you're actually probably find you will do more riding, but you're spending the time in the appropriate zones that you want to, rather than just blasting yourself, beating yourself up with every ride. And you will also be able to then structure this and build it week on week, rather than just going out, jumping on the bike, giving everything you've got and not quite getting that progress that you want to. So rides at the weekend, maybe just reduce the intensity down there, build some shorter sessions into your week. This is going to allow you to maximize your riding, get the most out of your training week. That's tip number 1 for today. If you found this video useful, please drop a like on it. If you're watching on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Any comments, as always, would love to hear from you. And yeah, look out for tip number 2 on this topic coming later this week. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy your riding.